The first secret is that it's all advertising. And what I mean by that is, whether it's a website, whether it's a keyword, whether it's a banner ad, whether it's a widget, it's all advertising. And what that means is that every opportunity that you have online is an opportunity to have a dialogue with your customer and to engage your customer in some way. And the engagement is going to take place in a different way depending on your target and on the job that you're trying to accomplish. So let me start out with an example from an audience that's very loyal to us, hopefully some of you in this room, creative professionals. This is kind of the core segment at Adobe. And we, last year, launched a very important product for this audience, and that's the Creative Suite 4 suite of products. Normally, the way we would launch a product is we'd come to New York, we'd have a nice event in a room like this, we'd invite hundreds of our customers, we'd invite press, and while those were great events, they were pretty finite in terms of who we could include, and they also were pretty expensive. So what we decided, again, because we make digital tools, let's do it in our office in San Francisco, and let's do a live virtual launch. So a week before the launch, we posted a little ad on our website, and to be fair, we do get hundreds of millions of people coming to our website each month, so we knew we'd get a lot of traffic, and we asked people to register. We said, in a week, we'll be introducing Creative Suite 4, and we had no idea if anyone was going to sign up, because it was a pretty little innocuous, you could see on the bottom right there, what we put up. And over the course of a week, 200,000 people registered, okay? So we were kind of blown away by this number. We did our live event, we streamed it. 200,000 people actually attended live, and then another 200,000 people actually watched it within the next couple of days offline at a time that was more appropriate for them. In addition to that, we posted a lot of kind of adjacent content. We had tips and tricks about the products. They tend to be rather complex. We posted customer testimonials, and millions of people actually viewed this content on a part of the site called Adobe TV. 3 million people actually watched How Do I Get Started with Creative Suite 4. So instead of a finite number of people and instead of a very large-scale event, we actually had millions of people participate in the launch. The level of engagement was extremely high, and we had a lot more people coming to our product pages and ultimately to our commerce site. So that's a great example of what can be done with a very loyal audience. Now, look at an audience that maybe is newer to Adobe, and that's college students. So they're probably not going to come to adobe.com. That's not one of the first places they would go when they wake up in the morning. But they might go to Facebook. So if they do go to Facebook, what they would see is a promotion that's advertising a very steep discount on CS4. We give 80% discounts to students because we really want them to start learning the products. Now, 80% off is not a great ad for a student. It's probably not going to engage them in any meaningful way. So what we said instead is, let's come up with a little game. And so we came up with the idea of something called real or fake. So how many of you out there use Photoshop? Come on. OK, Photoshop users will know that one of the great benefits of Photoshop is that you can doctor up photos. So what we did is we had a bunch of photos that were real, and then we had a bunch of photos that were fake or doctored up. And we asked people to pick which ones were which. For the fake ones, we actually showed you how the photo was manipulated. And we got 50,000 kids to participate in the first week. And that's a great number, but the better numbers are 6% of those people shared this with their friends, and another 6% actually clicked through to buy now right then off of this promotion. So again, that level of engagement was very, very serious, and people really took advantage of it. OK, second little secret. It's a two-way street. So we all know that the web has really created this incredible opportunity for us to have a two-way dialogue with our customers. And web analytics is, for me, probably utopia in terms of what we've been able to do. It enables you to study the user and understand, based on what their interactions are, what they like, and then actually optimize your content to be able to serve up the most relevant content as a result of that. So we are so excited about this that we actually decided to acquire Omniture. So Those of you who are familiar with Omniture probably know they're the leader in web analytics and also online optimization. And if you think of what the potential for this acquisition is for Adobe, we have the Creative Suite tools, and we have the distribution mechanisms through our Flash player and through PDF, through Adobe Reader. The piece in the middle, however, has been lacking. And so if you want to create, then you would also like to be able to track and analyze and optimize that data. The inclusion of Omniture's online marketing suite into that workflow creates basically a complete loop. So in the future, imagine that you'll be able to create the creative and then be able to track it and ultimately, hopefully, monetize it at the end of that process. I think there's just a lot of excitement about what this possibility is. And we're actually calling it the final union of art and science. The left brain and the right brain hopefully will be able to come together as a result of this acquisition. So I think that's going to be a great thing for us as an industry. But it's not just important to be able to know your customers. I think it's equally important for them to be able to know a little bit about you. And hopefully the theory that the more they know you, the more they'll like you will come to pass. So one of the ways that we're doing this at Adobe is actually to enable our customers to participate in product development. We have a piece of our site that's called Adobe Labs. And on that portion of the site, we post betas of our products. Those are basically products that are kind of in the conceptual phase. And we allow our customers to participate in giving us feedback about those products. So a couple of years ago, we had a project, internal project, that was a basic photography application for prosumers and photographers. We were kind of late to market. Apple had already introduced a product called Aperture, and we were pretty far behind. So to get on a kind of faster path, we decided to post this beta of the product on Adobe Labs. Within a week, we had 500,000 people download the application. But the more impressive number is actually that 8,000 of those people gave us continual feedback over the course of 14 months. This is one devoted audience. And we were able to subsequently change the product. 3 subsequent versions of the product were posted on Adobe Labs over the course of those 14 months. In the end, when we finally introduced the product called Lightroom, we actually displaced the #1 leader, Apple, in that market. And more importantly than even that, so the short-term gains were profound, but more important than that, the people that participated in this beta became huge evangelists for this product. There's a short-term gain, but I think the bigger gain is the long-term brand affinity that you can get from just engaging people in this way. So consumer companies are also doing this, of course, and innovating and involving you in product design. And one example of this is in a category that's very near and dear to my heart, which is shoes. I had never bought a pair of Converse sneakers before, but I heard that you could customize your pair of sneakers online, so I decided to check it out. And I went principally to design a pair for my son, whose birthday it was. So I went to the site, and I had so much fun doing this that I said, I'm going to design a pair for myself, too. So I did, and I picked the colors and all of that. But the best part of the whole thing was that you actually get to pick a personal tagline, and you get to post it on your shoe. Those are my shoes. I took this picture myself. And on the back, you see my little tagline is "Do Good," because I believe very strongly in corporate social responsibility. So here's like a branding of me on my own shoes that I designed by myself. So I had never bought Converse before, but after this experience, and because I so totally love these shoes, I'm now a Converse fan. The power of this medium to create that strong brand linkage is just incredible.